We now have Tropical Storm Tapa, also known as Lannie, in the Philippines. And, this has moved out of the Philippine area of responsibility. Still have some inflow here on our Saturday into Sunday morning across the west coast of Luzon. But really, for our friends in Hong Kong, that's where this is headed. And especially the right side of the storm, the dirty side, is going to be moving onshore across Guangdong province and just impacting you out here. And I wouldn't be surprised if for Hong Kong specifically, you go to Signal Force 8, which for Hong Kong, that basically means everything is kind of shut down. Everybody's advised to stay inside their homes and ride it out, where, you could be looking at some damage. And plus, given it is the right side or the dirty side of the storm, you could be looking at some severe weather and maybe even some tornadic activity as well. Surge, typically not too much of an issue here, but definitely something we would also want to monitor here for. Here's a look at the spaghetti plots, just showing you high confidence of, this coming towards the north and west, coming on shore there just across Guangdong province there towards the west of Hong Kong. All right, so let's take a look at this here. And okay, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at our satellite picture. And, this moving towards north and west, look at the broad flow of this, because from end to end, this is the center of circulation. That's where our storm is. But I would dare say that this is all kind of attached to the storm, or at least attached to the broad circulation. It's not alone with this. As all this inflow, there's a little bit of dry air. It's kind of fighting off towards north, but just in general, it does have this big girth with it, this big inflow, which is going to allow it to fuel up a little bit. Plus, it's moving over some very warm sea surface temperatures here in the West Philippine Sea. That's going to allow it to intensify a bit more. So there's your center of circulation. Definitely tropical storm-like, not quite to that typhoon level. Here on Saturday, though, we are going to start to see some improving conditions for places like Manila, and then heading into Sunday morning as well for northwestern Luzon. I know you've been getting a lot of rain here recently, and the good news with this developing and becoming stronger, it actually is going to kind of turn the winds from the south and drastically improve the conditions here across Luzon. But at the same time, of course, things going downhill for our friends here across Hong Kong and there in the southern China. Hainan actually is going to be on the left side of the storm, the drier side. So at least for the time being here on Sunday over towards Monday, not all too bad. But Hong Kong, really, you're definitely going to be leasing tropical storm strength winds with gusts potentially, at least maybe not in Queens Harbor, but along the coastal areas up to typhoon strength if this does really start to wrap up. Here's another look, kind of looking at this coming on shore, and watch Hong Kong right in that right front quadrant. And remember, if this does tighten up and it wobbles even just a bit towards the east, that puts you kind of in the worst of those rain bands. This here in the yellow indicating right there, 50 to upwards of 80, 90 kilometers per hour sustained. Obviously, that's tropical storm strength, but I think gusts could be a little bit stronger than that. And then we're going to talk about the heavy rainfall as this does start to march further inland for southern areas of China, extending over towards northern Vietnam. And we can even see that here as well. So, it's a multifaceted impacts here, with the wind being a big issue for Hong Kong, and then the rainfall as it moves further towards the north and west. Like I said before, though, the good news for our friends in the Philippines, all of this is moving away from you. So you're going to see some drastically improving conditions. For surfers, though, for my friends across, let's say, Connie Surf Resort, down towards San Jose and La Union, you got some good long period swells coming off of the West Philippine Sea. You don't typically see big waves out there, so you might get some good rollers from this, even though it is pulling away. Something to watch out for. I do think some littoral currents and rip currents are going to be an issue, so just make sure you're careful with that. Looking at the broader view, of course, this storm is the big kind of topic out here today. But we're also going to be monitoring the Western Pacific, and out here south of Guam, it's been calm recently. We are heading in towards a weak La Nina, meaning sea surface temperatures above average, definitely fuel for things to develop. But at least for the time being, through about mid-September, we are in a positive phase of the Madden-Julian oscillation. But after that, it's going to kind of weaken. And you know what? I don't really see a lot happening. We just continued to see kind of this energy dispersal. With that said, though, you still have that flow kind of kicking across the Philippines with scattered showers, not continuous, but scattered across Mindanao over towards Visayas. Palawan, 32 there for you. And then if we look back towards the north in places like Manila, afternoon showers are possible on Sunday, but I think just in general, you can see there's a lot more sunshine in the picture here for Sunday for central and northern Luzon. So yeah, I'm going to do my best to keep you posted on this as we continue to monitor now Tropical Storm Tapa, as known as Lannie, in the Philippines. Big shout out to all our Patreon members who continue to support this channel. Thank you so much, guys. I mean, my goodness, I can't stress enough. Whew, y'all are my heroes, okay? And thank you so much. Actually, I see Gary right there, one of our newest Patreon subscribers on the Typhoon level. Anyways, hey, if you have any other questions though, please let me know. Link, as always, is down below. And of course, number one thing, as always, to friends, is please stay safe out there. All right, let me know if you have any questions though.